Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo.
Water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. Lao Tzu.
Name straight, new wave. Name straight new wave. Name straight new wave. Name straight new wave. Name straight new wave.
Welcome back. It's a brand new season of CGL.
This is just an absolute treat. These players are so damn good.
The talent on these teams is undeniable. Everybody on every team right now is making plays.
It's going to be an exciting start to the season, and it'll just get better from here on out.
We're about to step to a whole new era of Overwatch esports. So much exciting action is happening here on CGL that you do not want to miss.
Look who's starting it all off. It's Raven. No one necessarily figure out what is the right way to go just yet.
What a nice roll through from Peyton. He's just going to solidify everything from Mythos.
Does come back, and Arsario gets the mech, but I don't need a mech. I'll kill 4 anyway.
This is just a highlight reel for Arsario right now.
They're making a statement in the EU Masters here.
This patch is still incredibly fresh. There's so much to learn, so much to change about the way we play the game.
NKC, but the shatter is colossal.
Let's get it going.
Trades keep coming through. Lores, you're going to be able to find these shots true.
Idu on the overclock with 2.
Here comes Enenra and immediately goes back to fine skills, slicing and dicing their way through 2-3. So back and forth.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back. We've got some more mid-season tournament action here on CGL2, CGL1, CGL3 at some point tonight, I'm sure. We've got the NAGM fight night here tonight, Ray. All 3 of the matches remaining to play in the first round of this NAGM mid-season tournament going on tonight, getting streamed tonight, Ray. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Very excited. So for this matchup, we'll be bringing you Enenra going against Broken20p Fanclub. And actually had the opportunity to cast them. I believe it was back in week 2, I want to say, and they absolutely rolled. They looked very impressive. So I'm going to be curious to see if they can continue this positive momentum, because Enenra has been around for a while and they tend to be a very strong team.
Yeah, I agree, and, you know, this is the first time that anybody is seeing Broken20p since they lost to RRG Varsity a couple of weeks ago. Had a bye during week 4, so did not play. Now getting ready to go up against, like you said, a very well-known mainstay here in CGL in Enenra. So going to be a very, very interesting matchup here. And it is the first round of the tournament. So, Ray, we do know where our first map is going to be, and that is Oasis. Oh,
As
hi,
we
gotta
take a look at the bracket that's going on here, we did see the other day that I can't even read that well. Big Tatter fan?
Big T-Tar fan. Tyranitar the Pokemon, I think.
Oh, T-Tar. Ah, I see. That makes more sense. They were able to get that big victory 3-2 against the Sapphire Eagles, who were definitely starting to make a comeback, but they were not able to get that victory. And as we mentioned, the rest of the 3 matches are actually happening tonight. So keep your eye out on CGL 1 and CGL 2 to see those matches play out. But as we kind of mentioned in this first round of these brackets, map number 1 is going to be Oasis, and after that it will be loser's pick. So there's a plethora of map to choose from depending on what type we go to.
Yeah, so Oasis map number 1, and then we'll go to Hybrid Clash, Flashpoint or Push if necessary, and Escort if necessary. I would love to see a map 6 in a first to 3 here. That would be a lot of fun, but you know, not very common. Even getting to map 5 has been a struggle this season. I think we've only streamed 1 all season long here. So maybe this could be another Enenra versus Broken20p Fanclub. Now, I want to get your thoughts on, you know, what do you think that these teams are going to be, you know, coming out on Oasis? You said that you'd done Broken20p here earlier in the season. Like, what are your thoughts about them?
So they definitely had some, like all good teams, diversity. You know, they have it's not like they're like a team that one tricks a comp. They can definitely play a bunch of different things. The map pool I did see them in tended to lean a little more brawly, so that's majority what I saw from them. But there was, I can't remember what the hybrid map was, but I believe it was a little bit more divey. So that I was able to see that out of them. So I think they're just going to look well balanced no matter what. But again, when it comes to Enenra, the experience they had, they did very well last year. Question is, can they continue to do that this season? And I mean, they both made the playoffs for a reason, so they're both very good and have very good records.
Yeah, I mean, both teams, I believe, sitting at a 3-1 record. You know, Broken20p, they've only played 3 games so far, so you know, had an extra week to prepare. Knew that they were going to get that win in week number 4. You know, nobody to play. That goes on the record as a sweep win. So they knew as they came in 2-1, they were probably going to be able to make the mid-season tournament. So now that they've had some time to prepare, I wonder if they switch anything up since the last time we saw them in Enenra. Not so lucky as to get the bye week in week 4, but as we get a look at their lineup, this is a very, very DPS heavy composition in Enenra. You're looking a little bit old school here as Zombie and Lemon are going to be on the DPS. Krusty, I assume, going to be on the tank. CTW and APVS in the backline for Enenra. Enenra, I believe, also sitting at 3-1. I want to say their only loss coming to Mythos Phoenix in week number 4. So I guess we will see if they can pick it back up.
That's going to be the big question. And the fact, I mean, it's possible that Krusty just put Tracers if they were playing their DPS, but yeah, I'm not sure if they're down a player today and they're going to have to deal with that, or, you know, this is, you know, just some kind of funny stuff going on. It wouldn't be a surprise either way, but if they are down their tank, they're going to have some problems here. Hopefully they've had enough time to practice and are prepared to be able to do that. Maybe, you know, you go more of a DPS oriented tank. Maybe we see the Roadhog, you know, maybe the Zarya. That tends to be what DPS players like to play.
Yeah, I can speak for that. I like Zarya, I like Diva, but yeah, it looks like they're down Red Chimp, their usual starting tank player, so Enenra going to be down a big part of the team here, at least early in the season. No idea, or at least early in the series, not season. I don't know if he will be back. But on the other side, we've got Broken20p Fanclub. We get a look at their starting roster. It's going to be Koth Cursor on the DPSing with Ginkgo, HM04, I believe that is Surf on the tank, and then Garcia.
It's Strength, actually.
Is it? Well, you know, I had a 1 in 8 shot there.
I looked it up when I did their game last time.
yeah. Well, I tried to guess. I thought I knew my stuff. I don't know anything apparently ever. But Garcia and Patico in that back line, and I mean, it looks like we're gonna see something similar here on the backside as Garcia plays support for Broken20p.
Which the roster is very impressive. The one thing that did stick out was HM04 did get the MVP in that game, and they were a very versatile take. I can't remember 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure we saw a Wrecking Ball out of them at one point. So I'm very excited to see how this team has shaped out since I last saw them.
Yeah, and I mean, it is worth noting that Garcia is listed as a DPS player for a reason. I'm looking, and actually, I might be just straight up lying to you. I mean, they don't have a second support player on the roster, with the exception of Exalted Sleet is listed as a backup. So maybe Garcia. Garcia played support when they played. When you watched them play last time, no?
Yeah, Garcia did play support last time we watched him for sure.
All right, well, I guess we will see what they are going to do as we get ready to head into Oasis. Sorry for the delay here. Apparently, the server is really not in a good mood at the moment, so trying to figure that out. But as we wait around, Ray, how's your day, man?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just, you know, working my 9 to 5 like normal, and now I get to come cast, and then after this is over, I gotta go do a little bit of a light workout, and then we'll be chilling after that. So excited to get this started.
Yeah, and we just got word that it is going to get started here very, very soon. We're going to head into Oasis in just a couple of seconds. But, you know, we talk about Oasis a lot this week so far. No real second round matches have begun in earnest yet. But we get into Oasis. It's going to be Garden here for the first sub map. And Enenra giving us an interesting... What are you doing out of spawn, Lemon? Hey, get back in spawn. You're not supposed to be out there. But yeah, okay. So I guess the server still not happy. We'll get to properly see what these players gonna come out on. Krusty hovering the Doomfist. Not really what I expected, but you know, DPS player kind of tracks.
Yeah, I mean, we did see HM04 highlighting the Ramatra, and we have seen that hero back in week number 2. It was when they did play the Brawl, it tended to be that hero, but we have had things change since then, patch-wise and just shift-wise. Like Orisa is a lot more popular, and we're going to see them playing exactly that, and they are going to stick to more what is meta right now with the Brig and Juno. DPS, not as much. I mean, Tracer, always good, but they're going to have Ginkgo go over to the Cassidy, while Enenra's going more with the Junker Queen composition, and they're going to have the more, so less traditional tank, but more traditional second DPS with Zombie on the Ashe. So we're going to see how that plays out, because our Ramatra is definitely going to be a lot more tankier.
All right, here we go. Garden for the first submap. Broken20p Fanclub going to rotate over to the high ground as fast as possible, and Enenra will meet them. You see Lemon back here looking to get the pincer attack going, trying to find something early, but Ginkgo has cut down the Juno early. CTW falls first in this fight. They know now that Lemon is in their backline and will immediately retreat, as will the rest of Enenra, and Broken20p happy with that.
Recap, I mean, you'll take that just off one pick. They didn't even look to continue to play that fight, and you really can't when you're down your Juno. That's a lot of healing off of the board. So I think they did the smart thing and just looking to back up, because now they can re-engage, and it's only been 10%.
Yeah, Lemon already know recall there in this fight. Unfortunately, Ginkgo has no HP either. Krusty doing a bunch of damage up front. Axe not going to find a target there. And unfortunately, Zombie's coach gun will. So now as Krusty pushes the aggression on a Broken20p, they will, for Enenra rather, grab the flip.
Yeah, very aggressive push there. Them getting Ginkgo down early with that great dynamite coming out from Zombie was the key play. And, you know, despite the first fight not going so well, they're actually ahead in the ultimate, which is going to be huge. Bob should come online to be able to give them a nice stall. And then Lemon's going to have the ability with this pulse bomb to make things happen. As we see, Koth is looking to try and find an angle to get into this fight.
All right. So the entirety of the Broken20p Deathball will push the high ground. A lot of damage there onto Broken20p, and the Rampage is colossal! It rips through 4! And, I mean, just a beautifully timed Rampage from Krusty to put Broken20p into the dirt.
And that's kind of the issue when you have Zombie on the high ground and you got to get him off of it. You're forcing your team to rotate that way, and then that's just easy pickings for an easy Rampage coming out from Krusty. Well executed, only had to commit one ultimate. You're going to take that every day if you are a Enenra. I mean, if you could just continue to put these fights together with only committing one ult, this is going to be a fast submap.
Lemon once again opting for the pincer attack with this pulse bomb in hand. Gonna find the stick, gonna find the pick. Lemon good for one. The annihilation came out, and Enenra are smiling ear to ear.
I would say that's one too many ults because they used Pulse, they used Bob, and they used Rally. But you did get Annihilation out of HMO4, who's now going to swap over to the Orisa, which, I mean, I kind of like going against specifically the Junker Queen. That Fortify can do a lot and help you sustain through a lot of this bleed damage that Krusty can put down.
All right, one more attack to the high ground. Goes Broken20p, Pulse Bomb out. Deadeye out, not going to find anything on the way of picks, but the flip does end up coming through. Patico answers CTW's orbital ray with one of their own, but now that Ko is dead, it's all falling apart here for Broken20p as Enenra grab it back and probably the whole entire map.
Again, just impressive coming out of Enenra. Zombie on that Ashe has been absolutely uncontested, and it's just raining down tons of damage. And I think that's been the real issue that Broken20p has been dealing with. They've tried to rotate to the high ground and get Zombie out of it, but it has just been unsuccessful. And not having an Ashe of their own is also, you know, not been helping them. As we move to downtown for the next map, we see an adaptation coming out of Broken20p Fanclub. I think it's going to be a smart one, going over to the Diva. So the Diva's going to be able to use that defense matrix to limit the amount of damage Zombie can throw down, and can get to the high ground much easier to put pressure onto Zombie. So I think this tank swap alone is going to help. And then Koth going over to the Ashe to be able to throw in all that extra damage. And then you still get to keep Ginkgo on that Cassidy, who can help check Lemon on the Tracer.
All right, here we go now. It is City Center here for the second sub-map. CTW immediately taken very, very low one more time, but the pick will not come through. Garcia, though, will fall, and I mean, the kills, they just come through so quickly. For Enenra, this fight over before it even began.
Just in the blink of an eye, Enenra again. And that was on the back of Lemon doing a lot in the backline and distracting a lot of their supports for Broken20p Fanclub, so they weren't able to heal the rest of the team. And then Krusty right immediately got a huge Gracie knife onto Ginkgo, and then he couldn't be as aggressive and take those angles they wanted to. So it's just great execution coming out from Enenra time and time again.
We're going to see Garcia go over to the Mercy to try to help out Ko in this Ashe duel. Potentially, you know, trying to keep Lemon in check as well. Finding a lot of damage into the Junker Queen. HMO4 on fire, and even with the Mercy Pocket, Ko can't live. Just chased down by Krusty on this Junker Queen. Beautiful knife to clean up Garcia. And Enenra are rolling right now.
And Enenra showing that CGL experience that they have in their back pocket. from a very successful last season to what they've brought in now. Their teamwork is impeccable, and they're just looking strong in these DPS, Zombie and Lemon. I mean, I say that, but Koth gets the pick onto Zombie, and that's going to open up the floodgate and give an angle. I say that, Lemon gets two.
What? Lemon answers with a two-man pulse bomb to keep Broken20p at bay.
That was so unorthodox. I swear, it's like, it feels like there's an ebb and flow. When that pick happened, I'm like, all right, you know, let me drag this out, give it to you. Then a huge pulse bomb. Like, that was absolutely crazy from Lemon to come through with that in such a time where you thought they'd back up and look to allow some space and get their player back.
Cheeky angle here from Zombie. Bob just about at the ready. HMO4 switches over to the Orisa one more time, but they're only gonna have one more chance, and Patico is dead. Rampage for 3. 2 will fall. HMO4, it's not gonna be good enough as a Enenra steamroll Oasis.
Out of curiosity, Fletch, you said their support on the other side, on their bench support was Exalted?
Yes.
Yeah, I do remember that name, and I think that's definitely a big issue, is not having a natural support playing support. The question is, do they look to change things up after this first map honestly just did not go well at all? Do they look to put in Exalted, who is that natural support player? You know, even though they're considered a bench player, I feel like you're better suited doing that at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because, like you said, right, they had Garcia in the last time they played, and they played well. So I think it's safe to assume that they're comfortable with Garcia playing that support. And frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Exalted come in. I'm not really even sure if Exalted is in the lobby at the moment. Maybe we can get some info on whether or not they're here. But, it's not an easy thing to on the fly report or flip it out, and we just got word that Exalted isn't here at all, so they are going to have to stick with Garcia through thick and thin, regardless of performance. And that's not even to say that Garcia particularly played poorly. I feel like it kind of sounds like we're shoving blame onto Garcia. No, the whole team just kind of looked disjointed, could not have.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree 100%.
No answer for the Junker Queen. The Rampage is uncontested. On that map, it was just that it wasn't that Broken20p was, you know, falling apart in any particular role. It's just that Enenra, they just happen to be the better team on that map.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, I think Garcia played on one map and Exalted played on 2. So yeah, it's probably they're comfortable either way, but my guess is Exalted might play a little bit more. So it might be they're a little bit more limited in the compositions they can play with Garcia. We're going to have to see, because the Brig Juno is very versatile, and that's what they've been playing. So I think they just haven't, as you mentioned, that Junker Queen, which is getting in their face. And at the same time as this Junker Queen is in their face, Zombie is just on this high ground, unleashing all of this damage, and there was just nothing they could do about it. They tried so many times, especially on that second map, to have HMO4 go up there and try and deal with them on the Diva. But every time, you know, you have the coach gun, and then they always had Brig up there with them to whip shot the Diva away.
Yeah, it was just an overall strong performance from Enenra. Great peel, great attacking power. I mean, the damage out from the Junker Queen, Krusty coming in, they didn't look like they skipped a beat. I mean, they look like this is the team that they play with and scrim with all the damn time. And even without Red Chimp in, I mean, Enenra, there's a reason that we know their names here in CGL. They are a very, very adaptable team. They are able to do what they need to do to get the job done. And if that is bringing, you know, I believe Krusty is their coach, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, their DPS player.
The Krusty? No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, they're putting a DPS player on tank and not skipping a beat. They look great.
Keep in mind, Broken20p Fanclub has a chance to regroup here. They will also get to pick the next map. Hybrid will be the next map type. So I believe they get to pick between Midtown. It's Midtown, Hollywood, and Paraiso. So as we mentioned yesterday, unlikely we ever see Paraiso. Yeah, we're going to get Midtown, which Midtown tends to be a lot more pokey in the compositions we see. Sigma's always a possibility on a map like this. So I want to see what these teams look to show on this map.
Yeah, you say I've actually seen Paraiso quite a lot this week. It's crazy because I don't like Paraiso at all. But yeah, I also agree about that. Midtown is way more grounded of a map than the other two selections in Midtown and Paraiso. Like you said, the poke, whether it's the Sigma or the Orisa, or even the Ramatra. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Ramatra on, particularly an attack. I think that Sigma provides a little bit more bunker potential on at least the first point for that poke. A little bit harder to close the distance when they can just free fire on you from the fire engine. But, I do agree that Midtown, as we head in here, we're probably going to see a lot of what we just saw on Oasis. And yeah, it'll be the Junker Queen for Enenra.
Excuse me. I think if you're the side of Enenra, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, the one thing they are going to do is they're going to go double hit scan with it, with Zombie on the Ashe and Lemon on the Widow, which Widow's a little bit of an unconventional pick for the defense of Midtown. I think it can work, but you're just, with this defense here, there's just not as many angles that the two hit scans can be on, so that's where things get a little bit tough, as we see Broken20p Fanclub highlighting the Zarya, which I'm all for trying to go up against this Junker Queen, which has the ability to cleanse away a lot of this bleed, and that's one of the ways Junker Queen is able to keep themselves up.
All right, now for the second map, Midtown, HMO4 trying to build up this charge, has 70 of it right now. Almost to another bubble here. Just putting in those alt fires, gets up to 100 charge, a lot of damage being put into Krusty, who is in turn decapitated by the Cursor with that Storm Arrow, as it will be Broken20p taking the space.
And Enenra backing up here is a very smart decision, because now they can re-engage and take a fight before it gets fully capped if they choose to do so. But at the same time, Broken20p Fanclub is doing a great job and playing aggressive, not trying to allow them to touch. Just Krusty swapped over to the Rhine.
Very, very low, though, right now is Krusty on this Reinhardt, as Ginkgo is able to open up this next fight with a pick onto APVS. The swings are coming through from Krusty to take down Patico, and it will be Enenra coming back in for a beautiful retake.
I was curious if he was going to be able to get the Widow down in time, and he does not. As again, that's the power of them backing up and re-engaging in a timely manner. Sorry, I got very distracted by that Reinhardt. Like Krusty spinning around like that. The thing for Broken20p is they really didn't use anything, neither did Enenra, but they're going to be coming out on a lot of ults, and all they need is a single tick, so I like where they are.
Alright, both bubbles already used by HMO4, who's behind Krusty, but able to turn them to pace. Or I guess Lava would be a better comparison there, as this Coalescence is just a little more than an annoyance for our Knight in Shining Armor.
As we're going to have the Shatter online, and the only thing that can really block it is like a bubble from HMO4, so you're in a very good spot to get free Shatters if you're Krusty, and it doesn't even matter if Lemon keeps hitting headshots like that.
Lemon opens up this next fight with a pick onto Co. Beautiful early pick there, as Enenra have just about 4 ultimates here. It'll be a Shatter there blocked for the Zarya. Nobody else is going to be so lucky as the aggressive pin from Krusty now. Trying to find these late picks.
We see them just wasting more and more time. Just let the inevitable happen, HMO4. It's okay. Just reset. They're going to have just a minute basically left by the time this next fight breaks out. However, you're going to be looking at not a rally. You're going to have a grab that can be countered by a Rally, but if you guys all coalesce on this grab fast enough, Rally's not going to be able to build up quick enough.
Could potentially see a grab dragon, and it would have to be big if they do it now because Ginkgo does not have a head for the moment. Nico getting around the corner, living. There needs to be something big happening if it's going to happen, but it will not.
This is absolutely insane, and Enenra is just like pedal to the metal, not giving Broken20p a chance to even breathe. This Reinhardt composition with the aggression from Krusty, allowing Zombie and Lemon to play whatever they want and hit these shots is ridiculous. Because you normally with a Reinhardt composition, you don't see double hit scan with it. Ryan needs that protection, needs people up there with him.
I mean, it's Lemon with another pick now. There is only 10 seconds on the clock, and they cannot move. The grab is out. They get rid of the alpha threat, but Bob, he gets the pick onto the Cassidy. Now we're seeing a Rally, and then everything else from Enenra. Unfortunately, the 4 ultimates that Broken20p had, not enough, as Enenra stifles them at 92.7%.
Win condition is set to go up 2-0 in the series. This will be a first to 3. So being able to get 2 in a row just like this without much effort thrown in is incredible. As I talked about, Broken20p looked like a very strong team, but Enenra is like, sorry, we're the big dogs in CGL. We've been around for a while. We know how this goes. And they have been absolutely dominant. And we kind of talked about it. We weren't sure, you know, if Krusty was a natural tank player. Hey, they're looking very good on the Junker Queen and the Reinhardt.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Krusty normally the starting tank, so obviously they have a little bit of that, or the starting DPS rather, so they have a little bit of that built-up trust anyway, and clearly they trust him enough to put him on tank in Red Chimp's absence. And we're seeing why, right? Krusty, they don't look like they are missing anything. They are moving at full speed regardless of missing anybody, and that is the sign of a great team where you can overcome this kind of adversity.
As Broken20p is going to have HMO4 go over to the Sarissa, and they're also going to play this double hit scan setup with Koth on the Widow and Ginkgo on the Ashe. But their big difference is they're playing Lucio Kiriko with it. No Juno, which is very surprising, and Lemon opens up with a big headshot.
Just absolutely folding Ginkgo. Another shot. Not going to find the target that time for Lemon. Koth able to find the body shot. Push Lemon away for a moment. But, Lemon finding some shots and not quite able to find the Lucio. Ko, though, is able to answer in turn. Gets the aggressive pick there onto Lemon, but Pacheco very, very low, and HMO4 is dead. Zombie in the backline, able to jump onto this Widowmaker, able to drop the Widowmaker. Cope was able to find a pick on the CTW, but it's going to be a desperate attempt here right at the end for Broken20p as Enenra try to cap this point out.
And it looks like they are going to do just that. And Enenra wins Midtown, goes up 2-0 in the series, and has just been looking absolutely dominant in the series.
Yeah, it's brutal right now, right? We've talked about it so much that I mean Krusty coming in here and ooh, that was a nice little bob there to throw the Cassidy up, but damn, they are looking as good as ever. They haven't skipped a beat. I keep saying it. They really don't look any different than we've seen them before. Krusty coming in here off the DPS role, not a natural tank like you said. They are so willing to trust each other in this matchup. Lemon coming in, fragging out. Enenra right now, I mean, they just look unstoppable. I am interested to see what Broken20p does as we head to Clash.
We are going to have to find out. However, we are going to take a quick break before we get into that action. The loser pick, Broken20p Fanclub gets to pick between Hanaoka and Throne of Anubis. We'll find out where we're going to go right after this.
Inside here, you get an insight and you know something, but you don't want to say it out loud because you're kind of afraid that it's not going to be really true and it'll spoil the whole thing for you, But when somebody makes you say it, then, and it's true, then it just makes it more beautiful of a thing.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Right now, Enenra up 2-0 over Broken20p Fanclub. And I mean, as we get ready to head into Throne of Anubis, Ray, like, what are your thoughts right now?
Enenra is just absolutely dominating. I'm a little surprised. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Both clash maps are very susceptible to brawl anyway. I just feel like the Junker Queen that you've been playing from Enenra is going to be stronger on Throne of Anubis than it is on Hanaoka, but I digress. Throne of Anubis is going to be the pick. The question is, what composition do you come out with if you're the side of Broken20p Fanclub to try and come back and reverse sweep this against Enenra?
It will be a very tall task here, Ray. I mean, you can see, like, there are times when you look at score lines and stats, and it's hard to tell when, you know, if a team is blowing someone out or not. This isn't one of those times. I mean, 2-0, 1-0. I can't imagine it'll be a complete sweep here on Throne of Anubis, but Broken20p, they're going to have to take this opportunity. You know, they're going to a map where, you know, the team that is playing a little bit further back, they have the opportunity to take advantage of the fact that people don't know how to play this map to perfection yet, right? They have an opportunity here on Throne of Anubis to try and at least establish themselves in this series, find some momentum that they just have not had thus far, and you know, make an effort to bring themselves back in.
I agree with you 100%. I know it was the Diamond team, but we saw last night a Pharah just running wild. So, I mean, we even talked about it in the interview. It's just a lot of people are still figuring out this mode. It's still in like that test trial period as teams look to figure out how to efficiently play it properly. As we take a look for Broken20p Fanclub, they're going to go with the full-on brawl with Reaper, Cassidy. With on a map like this where it's much more closer quarters, this composition has a chance to have a lot of success. The only issue I see with Enenra's composition that they've been playing with this Junker Queen Ashe Tracer is you have to get in the face of this composition. You cannot allow Lemon to have space and free fire on you.
All right, here we go. Meeting in the middle on Throne of Anubis. As always, it's point C to begin this map. Co gets there first, finds out where Zombie is at in the skybox. Now Zombie in the backline, hindered, gets the recall off, stays alive, avoids the Peacekeeper pistol there. Zombie continuing to put the pulse pistols to, you know, some sort of effect there from a little bit far out. Ginkgo rolls away. Keeping track of Zombie so beautifully is Broken20p. Unfortunately, Lemon is going to be answered with a kill, a headshot onto Code. The Cursor will be able to even the score here. The Reaper dispatched. Shots still ringing true here for Ginkgo on this Cassidy. Not quite able to find any other kills. A headshot there onto Lemon, pushes them around the corner. Junker Queen gets aggressive, already has the Rampage! And that is 3 for Krusty, and the Rampage hit 4 as they're gonna cut down HM04. 4 for Krusty on a beautifully timed Rampage.
Man, Krusty is so good at farming up these Rampages so quickly, and like, I'm just watching this fight unfold, and I didn't even realize, I think you got caught off guard too. None of us expected that to come out. That was absolutely insane, as Lemon is also going to have this Bob coming in the fight, but Ginkgo can buy a lot of space with this High Noon.
Jedi out here, could find one, but stunned regardless. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade. Zombie comes in, cleans up 2. Now Annihilation from HM04 has to be good, and it is. The Annihilation going to claim 2 as point D unlocks. They're going to go and grab this.
With them getting on the point so late, it opens up a window for Enenra to look to try and push back in, possibly. But I think if I was them, I would just play it safe and look to re-engage in the mid ground. But it looks like Zombie's going to set up for a touch.
All right, Pulse Bomb out from Zombie early. Going to stick to the shield of the Brig. Unfortunately, that is going to break the shield of the Brig as Garcia falls to the shots of Bob. Zombie looking to clean up on the damage from Krusty. And it'll be Krusty that cleans up on the damage from Krusty as Ginkgo falls, and Broken20p will have to fall back to their very last bastion.
Wow, what an impressive touch coming out from Zombie. They're using the Pulse Bomb to get that shield down from the Brig and allow the rest of the team to come back in and follow up. As just when I thought they were going to allow that second point to be capped, they are able to get it. And now they are pushing the final point, and it could be all but over. I mean, regardless, it is very tough to get this third point.
Rampage comes out again from Krusty, hits a couple, cleaned up by Lemon. Krusty is just absolutely on a tear. The tectonic shock, no good. The point unlocks.
Oh, this is
There's no
dangerous.
around.
Fletch. A lot of ults used on Broken20p Fanclub. They have nothing, and they're going to be walking into an orbital ray. That's one checkpoint already.
Nice little anti there onto Lemon. The commanding shout going to keep that Cassidy in the fight. CTW cleaning up a couple early. And Ray, I said this would probably not be a sweep, but we're on the verge.
Yeah, I don't even know if they can touch at this point, and they absolutely cannot. Bro, man. Enenra gets the 3-0 sweep in the series and moves on to the semifinals of the Midseason Madness.
Have I mentioned that Krusty isn't the team's main tank player? I don't know if we brought that up yet.
I think we touched on it a little bit.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was brutal. Oh my goodness. A 5-0 on Throne of Anubis. It's not easy. Not easy at all. But the fact that through those 5 points, Krusty built up 3 rampages. That is one of the slowest building ultimates in the game, unless you are just hitting those massive axe swings, getting that cooldown, down to, 1-2 seconds at a time.
It's those axe swings, plus you got to hit your Gracie knives, which that gives you a lot of ult charge. So being able to keep that going constantly it's almost never that the Junker Queen is the first ult online across both teams. Like, that is absolutely nuts. That's how insane Krusty was on the Junker Queen.
Yeah, and, Krusty was also not the only person filling in. Lemon came in and looked like a world beater. Particularly, I bring up the fact that the Widowmaker play on Midtown was ridiculous. I mean, they blew the doors off of the first fight on their attack because Lemon hit the grapple and just fade away to the left, banked the headshot right off the rip. I mean, Enenra playing, down some people, having to adapt. They look like one of the best teams in this tournament without their starters in.
They absolutely did, Fletch. And again, this was just a marvel to see, because 2 weeks ago, I watched Broken20p Fanclub 3-0 somebody else. So for Enenra to come in here, don't even have their starting tank, and a 3-0 Broken20p Fanclub. I know they didn't have Exalted, and maybe that would have changed something, but both teams were down players, and Enenra made it work.
Yeah, so now, as we get ready to head to a short break, I mean, we're going to come back with, I believe, an interview from somebody from Enenra.
Zombie.
We're going to get Zombie in here to talk to us. We're going to cut it to a break, and when we come back, we'll see what Zombie's got to say about this performance, so stick around.
Lots of love. Love. lots of love. Love.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Here we've got an interview with Enenra's very own Zombie. I mean, a very, very dominant performance here from y'all tonight, Zombie. How are y'all feeling?
Hello. Yeah, I'm feeling very good. Also, all our teammates, we did a pretty good game. We locked in and we actually, we did a very good performance, I would say. So we're very happy for that. Very glad because our work of the last days paid off. So yeah, we're very glad of that.
Quick question. Did you guys expect to be down your tank and have to play Krusty? And if so, you know, was it only the Junker Queen you could have played? Or how did that decision go into it?
I mean, it's not really. I'm not in the team from a long time, honestly, so I don't know how to properly answer the question. But even if we had to let Krusty play, we did a good job anyway. So I mean, we ran Queen. It's not the best in my opinion because Diva and Ram are better on some maps. Like on Midtown, first point, I think Diva or Ram is better. But the Queen on the meta right now is still a decent hero, so we did pretty fine anyway.
Gotcha. And I'm not sure how much scrim time or how much you guys have seen at a Broken20p Fanclub, but were you guys expecting to come in and absolutely dominate in 3-0 like that? I know every team's confident, but man, that was a dominating effort.
To be honest, we didn't expect. I expected a more close match, to be honest. So maybe our work paid off. Maybe we just did a good work for practicing before the game. I don't know.
I mean, you keep saying that y'all played a pretty okay. That is a little bit of an under. Yeah, I understand the attempt to be humble, but it's been a long time since I've seen a team absolutely shellac another team like that. Just absolutely dominant. So now y'all, you got something to say here, Zombie?
Yeah, I mean, we did a pretty good performance, but I always want to fly down, on this performance, because maybe in another game you get also like you don't do well because I have also other teams. So I just want to fly down of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. It's always, something you got to keep in mind. No game will ever be the same as another. But now,
Yeah, exactly.
as for this game, y'all win it 3-0. You move on to the semifinals to play the winner of Squirt Squad and Workers Union here. You look at this bracket. Is there anybody that you are particularly looking forward to getting a shot at here?
Not really anyone. I mean, so I don't know anybody. I don't know a lot of people from NA, but whoever is gonna go in our path, I just wish we have a good game, we have fun, and we also do our best, and we try to win.
Yeah, that is always the goal, is it not? But for now, but Zombie. I don't know why that came to my head, but
Okay,
Zombie. Thank you for coming to talk to us. Is there anything you want to shout out or anything you want to bring up that maybe we didn't?
Nothing special. Just shout out to all my teammates for being very nice to me, and we for the good job we did in this game.
Hey, well, thanks for coming to talk to us tonight, and the best of luck in the rest of this tournament.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Later.
All right, Ray. That was a quick one. Breakneck speed from Enenra.
A nice clean 3-0. As we get ready to close things out, keep in mind that Squirt Squad match up. The other two matchups in general are going to be live from that GM tournament. CGL 1, and I believe the other one will either be on CGL 2 or CGL 1 afterwards. It kind of depends when the games end, which channels they'll be on. So just make sure to check out and pay attention. Because if CGL 1's still going when the next game comes live, then it'll be on CGL 2 as we're getting to wrap up here. But we're going to be able to see what the matchups will look like next week, or not next week, next round as we go into the semifinals. So very excited for that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to, definitively happen tonight for this GM tier in particular. Enenra looking to continue this dominant performance because, I mean, there are no other superlatives that I could give Enenra for how well that they played this match. I mean, it is not often that you see just not only just a sweep on like the 3-0 scoreboard, they didn't give up a point through this entire series, even on Flashpoint, where it is easiest to get a point. Enenra are scary, their teeth are sharp, and they want to win. And I really, really am looking forward to seeing what Enenra is going to be able to do throughout the rest of this tournament. I mean, it's also worth noting the only team that's beaten them isn't in the tournament.
Yeah, they are definitely a team to keep your eye out on. With that is pretty much going to wrap up everything for this broadcast. Shout outs to Bossman Head, member behind the scenes. He was doing the observing and the producing. That is not an easy task whatsoever. And shout outs to all of you for tuning in to this presentation of CGL. We will continue to give you guys games live, as we mentioned about the games going on right now. But as the week progresses, we are going to be doing as many games as possible. So make sure you follow, make sure you get those stream pings. If you're in the Discord server, make sure you get the role for the stream ping so you get notified when we're going live. And thank you, Fletch, for joining me on the desk. And that's going to be it for us. We will see you guys at the next broadcast.